Fellow cardboarders, welcome back. August has been a full month for me and I've been away meeting friends and family. Went to Command Fest, as you can see on the playmat. And well, many letters have been accumulating on my desk. So today's video will be me opening all my orders from August and having a nice discussion about the current situation of dual lands with you. Welcome to Cardboard Haul. And yeah, this will be partly called Cardboard Haul, partly Quest for Cube, partly Strong Stonks, but in the end it's mail time and we're gonna open the first one. And at the same time, yeah, let's talk about dual lands. So as you know, on this channel I do own a whole bunch of them. I think more than one of each. I currently don't know which exactly I own double. I think the Tiger, for example, I have double of. But first of all, let's look at this beautiful Aladdin's lamp here. Yeah, it has a little bend down here, but all in all still playable for me, as well as the Bird Maiden. Yeah, this one has a bend through here. I think both of them were marked as played or poor, so I don't mind much. But the prices were nice, so I'm glad to have those. And yeah, I started accumulating the dual lands before the pandemic and yeah, chopped away one by one, and I think at the end of 2021 or 2020 I had enough to have my full set of duals. At some point I had way more than one of each, but I also traded away because I wanted to have more reserved list cards. These two I got because of an announcement from the Commander Rules Committee saying that they would allow any of the uncards, and I think these two are one of the most playable ones. If you have any other playable ones in your head, share them in the comments below so we can all benefit from this. This is unusable for me. And then we have some more nice unlimited cards. Got a life tap here, very nice Sea Serpent. I met Jeff A. Menges during Command Fest. There will be a video out in the upcoming days. Glad to have met him, and yeah, he signed some cards. One of them was a Sea Serpent, if I recall correctly, some off-center, slightly off-center mountain, an island, and a Gift of the Woods. This one is for a Dina Pauper deck from my wife. And several people have now approached me to ask, should they buy into dual lands now? They have never owned any, and yeah, should they buy them? And if we look at current graphs of dual lands, you can actually see they've only been going up. Of course, they were fluctuating from time to time, going up and down, but all in all they went up. And there's always like a 3-year-ish window of cards going up and down and then going up way more and then down again. And I think right now is a time where they start going up again. Knowledge Vault, one of my, you could call specs. I think I ordered a couple of these, but I also really like the art of Amy Weber for flubs. Yeah, this hasn't really moved in Europe yet, so if you are in Europe and want a card, a copy of Knowledge Vault, you can get one of these still quite cheap. I think these are just some bulk cards I put in for some of my collection. And obviously we can't expect dual lands to always only go up, because at some point we have to recalibrate. The market has to be flushed out of those who just bought them for flipping purposes. Ooh, some signed cards. Yeah, I remember that order. Thank you to the person who sent me those. Let's look at these signatures. Got a little dent in this card right here. but just on the front, okay. That one looks nice and minty. Oh man, these are really nice. I started blinging out my set cube with signed cards, and this is really nice too. They are really nice to look at. If you can still read the text, I'm fine with that. And yeah, the flavor text is not the most important thing, but it's still readable. I'm glad to have those. I think the Andy Rusu signature is a little rarer. I don't know if they still sign. Some bulk. And while the COVID pandemic was a very unique event, I don't think it will repeat itself very soon, or if at all, but rather slower upticks and yeah, slow upward moving throughout the years in general. Obviously cards can go down and up, and yeah, you could buy a dual land or any reserved list card and tomorrow it could become even cheaper. So you can't time the market perfectly, but if you want the card, if you are financially stable and yeah, are having fun with the game, why not buy a single dual land, look how you feel with it, play with it, and maybe don't buy a near mint copy, only if you're a collector. And yeah, if you enjoy it, maybe buy a second one, but don't go all in, buy all the dual lands at once and then maybe tomorrow you lose $100 because prices went down by $10 each. And yeah, just enjoy the collecting, enjoy the fun, and build up your collection. For example, my uncle never owned a dual land, and yeah, he asked me if he should buy one, and he wanted to own one. He also built a Flups deck. I also told him he should buy a Knowledge Vault for his deck. And yeah, he's really happy with his dual land. So start off with a single one, get it for yourself and see how you feel with it. If you don't like it, maybe trade for it again or sell it. These are quite liquid. You will always have someone who wants them. Maybe you can even trade for a dual land, or well, if you don't like it anymore, trade for something else, some modern cards. But in my opinion, rather use modern cards to build up to a dual land so you don't have to pay the full price, but rather maybe half or so. Now what do we have here? Top loader. Let's see if we can get it out safely. And there we are. Ooh, oh, a camel. Oh, 2 camels. Yeah, I remember that order. 2 signed camels by Sandra here. Really nice. These look really nice and clean. Thank you to the person who sold me these. These will go into my Arabian Nights set cube, which I'm building one by one. All of what I'm saying, obviously, is non-financial advice. I am collecting cards. I'm collecting reserved list cards. I believe in the reserved list. Obviously, if you don't trust the reserved list, don't buy into it. Yes, Magic the Gathering has printed Magic 30, and people were, because of that, stopping to buy reserved list cards or even selling their reserved list collection or their whole collection. This one I got for my Malcolm and Breach's Pauper Pirates deck. If you haven't seen this deck yet, it is quite unique and can win as fast as turn 3 in Pauper. And yeah, check it out. Check it out if you haven't already. And I really like the special guest artworks for both of the commanders. I'll show the other one on screen here. Now, where do I see dual lands price-wise in like, let's say like 2, 5 or 10 years? Well, actually higher up. I think these cards are a good investment in general. Again, non-financial advice. If you have enough money and want to own some piece of MTG history, these are, in my eyes, like comic books. Original comic books are so expensive, and when you compare it to dual lands, they're also so old, and yeah, they're also expensive. So these never go down even when, I don't know, like the Spider-Man first edition is reprinted, because the original printing is the one that is expensive. Got a Urza's power plant here, really nice, still needed one. Oh yeah, that is quite used. I'm not sure if I can use it still because it has some white marks here, but I'll see. I also need some for my Pauper deck, so maybe this will go in there. A mana short, yeah, that one looks better. Got some whitening here on the edges, but other than that, a really nice copy and a Repentant Blacksmith. Yeah, that's nice. This is a nice copy. Now, what I really found interesting is the 3-year movement of these old cards. There's always like an exception, for example, MTG Wizards of the Coast reprinting their reserved list with the Magic 30 product. But I think all of the people who didn't want reserved list cards anymore or anything to do with MTG are already flushed out of the system. So no one now will say, well, now I want out, because Magic is doing pretty well right now. And therefore, right now, I see cards going up again. So if we look at the 3-year rhythm that we have here on those graphs, that you can see that between 14 to like 16, cards went up. You can see between 16 to 18 cards went up. And ooh, that is quite a nice dark printing of channel. That's normal for unlimited, but man, that is hard to read. Really nice copy. And yeah, between 18 to 21 cards went up again. And then between 21 to 24 they went up again. And with going up, I mean like this is a cycle of cards spiking up and then going down again. And it's really interesting in my eyes to observe that. So in my eyes right now, cards are moving up right now. Reserved list cards again. And yeah, I think in the future we'll see that these cards are getting more expensive. Maybe even there will be another buyout of people who, well, maybe want to try to manipulate the market or are doing better in life and want to park some money in old vintage MTG cards. And as you can see, I'm doing the same. I'm still collecting my set cubes, trying to collect enough cards so that they are playable with enough people, friends and family who want to enjoy these old cards with me. And yeah, at some point I will need dual lands from Unlimited. That will be probably one of my last investments for these set cubes, since these are so expensive, though the Power 9 cards are even more expensive. So if I had the funds, I would start buying the dual lands as well as the more expensive cards, but right now that's just not possible for me, so I'm collecting the smaller cards since these make up the biggest part of the set cube and make it playable at all. It's also quite fascinating to see on websites like TCG Player when you sort by best selling, I think, is it called? I'll show it on screen. That, yeah, dual lands are selling well these days. So people are actually buying dual lands, trading for them, buying them on the open market and get them for their collections. Keep in mind that most of the time these cards will not go back onto the market because people want to keep them for their commander decks. We have the Scavenger's Talent. I think I ordered several ones. This one is a little damaged because of the way they packaged it, which is a little sad. And I think this card might be a sleeper card. It only costs 1 mana for an enchantment, and it has such a good set of text, so maybe pause the video for a second and look at the card and its effect and let me know what you think about it. I've also seen today on Twitter that there's like a Cannibal Cat deck which also plays for a copy of this card as well. I don't know, dual lands are a big investment, so One thing that sometimes stops people, of course, is the money, but also the fact that they would need many of them for each of their decks. But in my eyes, why not have one of each? Obviously, one at a time. And there's another one. And then switch them through your decks, or maybe proxy them and don't play with the cards, but have them in your binder and show them if people want to see them in real, if you actually own them, if you're worried that these cards might get damaged. Because I generally don't mind proxying. And if they look nice, that's one factor, because I don't want the aesthetics of the game damaged by, I don't know, printed out gray cards or something. But if you have a nice normal printer, just print them out. You don't need to buy any fake counterfeit cards to put into your decks. Yeah, these are, oh, that one has a scratch. Yeah, but these are nice. These are nice. Got some desert nomads here with some dents and marks, but all still fine. Giant tortoise. Bird Maiden. Right, this one I gave the channel a heads up for the Gusta Scepter, which is another card that Flubs wants to play, and I bought, I think, 8 copies. This is on the reserved list and has quite a unique effect. So maybe you want to get one copy if you can still find a cheap one for, I guess, under $5 currently. And if you want some financial heads up of cards that are moving up, like for example the Scepter here, or in the video format like the Scavenger's Talent that I'm telling you that might be a card you want to pick up, or a Knowledge Vault, you name it, do consider following the channel, give it a subscription. It costs you nothing and supports the channel. And we are on our way to 700 subscribers here. This one I want to include into my Abdul Adrian Pauper Blink deck, which is also quite brutal. Do check this one out as well after this video, obviously. And the challenge for the channel will be to reach the 1000 subscriber mark by the end of the year. So if you are enjoying the content, do share them with friends and family, with anyone you know that could enjoy this content format, you name it. Got another one of these. I think I ordered like 8 of these, so let's quickly skip through them because we don't need to spend too much time on these kinds of cards. There's another one. These I ordered for other Pauper decks. I don't remember exactly. Yep, that should be the last one here. And then we have one more letter, and then actually after this one I have one big order left, which I opened while I was visiting friends and family. So do check that one after all of these. I don't know if you're playing any Pokemon TCGs online, if you want this code or that one. It's right here. I don't know if they have been used, but yeah, you can use them. Let us know in the comments if you use them, so people don't try to use these codes again if you've already used them. Okay, so let's put these away and check out the last 2 cards here. Oh yeah, this is from a friend, so thank you for that they sent me this one. Thank you so much. They heard that I am collecting Portal 3 Kingdoms as well as Unlimited, and they had these left over and I still needed both of them. And man, they look really nice. There's a little mark here, but all in all, really nice condition, and I'm happy to put those into my collection. Thank you so much. Enjoy the last opening for today, and let's travel in time 2 weeks ago. Okay, here we are with the playmat of my cousin, and here's the package. My cousin was so kind as to film the video. I think I'm gonna just skip through the opening since I'm struggling a little to open the package. And here we are. So let's see what we got. We're starting off with a millstone. I needed 3 for my set cube. I already had 3, but 2 of them were quite used, so I wanted a extra copy to replace it. The dragon engine I needed 12 of. I already had 11, so that was my last copy. The last 2 cards were for my wife's Dina deck, and there are 3 Urza's Mines in here. 2 of them look really nice, but the last one is quite used, so that one I will probably put into any pauper deck that still needs one. Got a Firestorm Phoenix from Jeff Menges here. Really nice art, really like it. And then we have the Mold Demon, which is quite a bad card, man. Read through the effect, it's really bad. Stang with an interesting legendary copy effect kind of thing that makes a copy of a Tempest Efreet, which is an anti-card. Might not play it always, and Urdrago, which disables Swamp Walk and has first strike. And then the expensive card for today's order, for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's see, it is the All Hallows Eve, which was an expensive card and was stated as poor because of this little bend at this edge here, but it still looks really nice in sleeves and I'm happy to have it. Now I hope you enjoyed this video, and click the left button to support the channel and the right one for another wonderful video. Be nice to the people around you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye! Little bonus content, I was just about to finish this video and I noticed that this card is entirely inked. So we can check it better by placing it inside here, and you see this black stripe going right through this pile. So this knowledge vault is inked, and yeah, we'll have to ask for a refund because I'm not in need of a entirely inked and marked as excellent knowledge vault. This one is lightly played at best, in this case poor damaged if it's inked. So yeah, be kind to the people around you, click the left button to support the channel and the right one for another awesome video. See you there and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.